Exciting chapter 10 of our book today. We're so nearly at the end of it. I hope you're enjoying it. So chapter 10, Just Big Goats. The yard over the road was empty and silent apart from the old bellow from Crabbus as he yelled at Putapon. It seemed impossible for him to ask the poor girl to do anything without roaring at her. Fetch the cold water. It's too hot. It's too cold. Tell that stupid bird to stop staring at me. That bird's just dropped a doo-doo on my head. Don't you dare laugh at me, girl. Get me a rag. Oh dear, did I drop a doo-doo? Would I drop a doo-doo? Of course I would. Give us a biscuit. Give us 50 biscuits. Crack, tuck, 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 tuck. But Tempus Fugit. And it was almost time for the chariot race. Tempus Fugit? Yes, indeed. It's the old Latin again, and it simply means time flies. And so do ravens. Corvus Fugit, ha ha. This was Scorch's big day, and he was nowhere to be seen. Where was the lad? I was preening my primaries, that is to say, the long feathers on the end of my wings, when I heard a terrible screeching sound approaching fast. Was it an emergency Rome fire brigade dashing to a conflagration on all 6 legs? That is to say, 3 men pulling a hose and water cart. Was it hysteria, perhaps? I hear you ask. What do you mean, you didn't ask? It doesn't matter. My question was rhetorical, and if you don't know what that means, you know where you can go, don't you? To the dictionary. Nice one, crock bag, even if I say myself, which I do. So, no firemen and no hysteria. You'll never guess. It was perilous. The boy, Daredevil himself. The boy who chases Scorch round and round at breakneck speed and at great threat to his life. The boy who likes to hang upside down from his bedroom window. There he was, rushing towards me in tears. Great, gushing floods of them. Cascades, torrents, entire waterfalls. Scorch has been put in jail, so perilous. It's the day of his race, his big chance, and Crabbus has had him taken to jail. He threw himself in a blubbering heap on the ground at his feet. My eyes narrowed. Those wretched ghastlies, they must have been to the magistrates and told them about Scorch's smashing up their home. I gazed down at the trembling young lad at my feet and considered the situation. It was deeply troubling. This called for the biggest, brightest, best brain in Rome. In other words, Corvus, Brainus, Giganticus, and in other words, me. There are many things a raven can do. I can soar like an eagle in the brilliant blue azure of a Roman sky. I can turn my head upside down and get my hooter jammed under a door. I can scratch my head with one claw. Go on, you try and do that. Ha ha. I can talk even better than you sometimes. But sadly, I can't get people out of jail. Nor do I know of anyone who can. Certainly not quickly enough for Scorcher to make his race. Therefore, ipsos facto, we had a problem. Ipsos facto, it's actual Latin again. It's sort of short of means by the fact, though it's easier to think of it as meaning therefore. What do you mean? I've already used therefore once and argo. I can't say it twice. What do you mean? I'm saying therefore, therefore. Listen, who's telling this story? I am. That's who. So, I'd be most pleased if you stuck your head in the bread oven. Thank you. Toasted togas, and try to educate someone, and you try to educate someone, and all they can do is pick holes. Get over it. Ahem. I shall continue. I looked down upon the sobbing creature, and wonder of wonders, a little thought began to grow in my feathers. Black as black noodle. The brain is a wonderful thing of mine, of course. It is particularly wonderful and intricate in its performance. Perilous, I said, I do believe you have given me an idea. Perilous shot upright and wiped his eyes with his fists. You're going to save Scorcher? No, I croaked. You're going to save Scorcher. Me? But how? I'm 11 and I'm only a boy. Perilous, you are a boy with a man's heart. A man's heart for adventure, I told him. What is more, you are a boy who is tall for his age, almost as tall as Scorcher. Not only that, you are a would-be charioteer, a boy who can handle a chariot at high speed almost as well as Scorcher. I stopped clacking, cocked my head to one side and fixed Perilous with one beady, glittering, intelligent eye. His mouth fell open, his eyes widened. You want me to take Scorcher's place in the race? He whispered. But I could never. Horses? Horses, Crop-Bag. I've never driven horses, and they'd see I'm not Scorcher. One look at my face. No, it's no good. I can't do it. It won't work. In that case, all is lost, I declared, rather philosophically. I felt. Scorchers won't race, and he'll never get his place with the Greens, unless I began. And Perilous lifted his head hopefully. Unless you just so happen to be wearing all Scorcher's charioteering gear, which is still hanging up in his room, your head will be mostly hidden by his helmet. Keep your chin down and nobody will realise you're not Scorcher, the greatest charioteer ever. Perilous was definitely feeling the weight of destiny now because he was holding his own head in his hands. The horses, he repeated over and over again. I sighed. Just think of the horses as really large goats. Very large goats. That's all you have to do. They're horses. They like galloping a lot. And they like galloping about. They won't even notice you're not Scorcher. I mean, horses are not bright creatures, not like us ravens. Perilous got to his feet. He clenched his fists at his sides and stared back at me with grim determination written right across his face. Not literally, obviously. It is just an expression. Right, he declared. I'll do it. I'll take Scorcher's place and I'll win the race. They're just big goats, aren't they, Crop-Bag? Yeah, I nodded. Horses, easy peasy. Just big goats. Go for it, my son. And may this biscuit go with you. Crack! And that's the end of that chapter. We are so getting there. I think we've got like 2 or 3 more chapters to go until we've finished. Hope you enjoy it. Take care.